needless to say, very uncomfortable.
Does she have any
He has to go
painkillers?
back to the endodontist next Monday, and he'll decide what he's going to do.
Meanwhile, they give her
But
any
the tooth,
painkillers?
well, she had some painkillers, but she's on an antibiotic because the tooth was just so hot they couldn't do anything with it.
Mm.
So they sent her home and said, "Do the best you can." Basically,
Usually,
if you were to see her, it looks like I punched her in the face.
again? I don't know about you, Mark.
Well, I have to learn that if anything like that happens, it shouldn't be where it's visible.
Exactly.
I learned that from you, Felix.
In the stomach, Mark. In the stomach. In
Or
the
the back.
in the kidneys.
Well, that's the back.
Yep. Anyway,
Anyway, so anybody call up?
no, nobody called. All I was doing was playing some music, as you heard, and you hung up on me.
Well, it
You,
wasn't that. I was holding on for a while, but the bottom line is I wasn't going to hold on while the music was playing.
mute it. Yeah,
But
I try to put you on, but it wasn't accepting your call.
well, that's all right. I have a question though. What's the topic for today? Oh, let me
Marcus,
guess. News.
no, Mark is out. The doc is out. He and he's out for good reason. He better know what's good for him. He's going to be out today because it's his wife's birthday, and I'm going to play music.
That makes sense.
And
Did
also,
you did you talk at all about that Russian plane that was shot down?
no, not yet. I was thinking about that. It was shot down.
ISIS is claiming credit for it.
Yeah, the problem is they're saying that nobody in that region has a weapon that can knock down an airplane at 31,000 feet.
I have no idea. All I know is ISIS is claiming
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
That they did it.
I know we were listening to it, and they had the analysts on, and what ISIS said, and they said the only way that was possible is if they got a bomb on with somebody's luggage.
Well,
Otherwise,
I
there's
mean,
no.
I don't know. Anything is possible, but I know that they wanted to retaliate because of Russians, actions in Syria.
Yeah, but again, as I said, it's improbable for anybody to have that kind of equipment in that area. They were saying but they were just talking about possibly either suicide bomber got on the airplane, or they somehow got it into the luggage. I'm sure the security
Oh,
in that
well,
in that
ISIS ISIS has been encouraging people to become, lone wolves.
yeah.
As far as terror is concerned. So you never know.
Well, you need somebody pretty good to be able to make a bomb that either explodes on pressure. I guess that's what they usually explode on pressure when they hit a certain altitude and they blow up. But they do have the two
I
black.
have absolutely no idea.
Uh, they do have two black boxes.
Besides, you're the technical person. If anybody would know how to do it, it would be you.
I doubt it, but they do have the two black boxes for the airplane,
That's true.
so they'll know. Now, will the Russians admit to what was on him? I don't know, because they have their own teams that investigate airplanes. They don't rely
Well,
on.
the bottom line is Russia wants to get to the bottom of this. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they even asked the NTSB to send a representative.
Well, I think we're as big as a. They're not going to ask for help. They got too much pride. Number one, and number two, they may not want anybody to know what happened. That's my
Oh,
feeling.
I don't know. They still have to answer to their own people.
Yeah, they can lie to their people, and tis be the if foreign organizations get involved in checking it and inspecting the airplane, the truth will come out.
Well, it's more of a thing where the Russians will investigate and the NTSB will just assist.
I don't know. Have they asked anybody for help? I don't think
I
so.
haven't heard anything.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to tell us what what happened, and then we have to assume that we have to believe them or not. If they start bombing ISIS like crazy, blowing them everywhere and send troops in, then we know what happened. Definitively, no matter what they say.
Well, I can't see Putin backing down, or the Russian people. They will continue doing what they have to do to protect their interests in Syria.
No, but I'm saying if it was an aggressive act by ISIS, I think they're going to. What I'm saying is they will take it out of them. You know,
It's
quite a
usually
bit.
in their playbook, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and that's the way they play, and we back away, we draw red lines, and then we get an eraser.
Yep.
They draw red lines, and it's going to happen. Same thing.
Well, on another note, the president was in Newark today to discuss this whole business of changing the prison system as far as drug offenses is concerned, and trying to get people reacclimated into society.
Yeah, they don't want I guess on federal applications, they don't want the question, have you ever been convicted of any crime or been in jail?
Well, that's rather difficult, because if somebody is going to be interested in hiring you, they want to know, have you ever been in jail?
I said the federal government is going to eliminate that question from the I assume
I know, that's what.
I assume from
I
the
don't know if
nonsense.
they'll be able to get away with that.
Assuming from the non-sensitive jobs. Why wouldn't they? It's not something that it's not something you have to have on a application. And I've seen job applications where I didn't see anything about jail. Or have you ever been convicted? It's not required by any law.
Well, but I have news for you. If I was a prospective employer, I would want to know.
And if you knew, you wouldn't hire them. You wouldn't ask them.
Not necessarily.
Well, I would say.
I do believe that the bottom line is people can be,
Rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated, yeah.
There is no rehabilitation in jails. Bottom line.
Well, that's the other thing they want to change.
Yeah, well.
And let's face it, I can understand you want to punish people, but rehabilitation should be very important.
Yeah.
You want these people to come out and have some sort of a trade as opposed to becoming a better safecracker. Right now all they're doing is honing in on their skills.
Well, see, I have a perfect solution. Anybody under 45 years old, put them in the army and send them to Syria.
Well, back in the past they used to give young offenders a choice. Either they go to prison or they join the armed forces.
Yeah, same type of thing, but just join the army, join the Navy. That's it. But they're talking about a lot of things. One of the speculations is, but one of the conservative hosts of one of the radio shows, I think it was maybe Levin, because he's the only one I listen to sometimes on my way home, so it must have been him, that he goes, once they get released, they're going to get, after a little while, they're going to get pardons, those people, and then they'll be eligible to vote, and their records will be clean. They were pardoned.
No, just what the Republican Party wants, because most of these people would vote Democratic.
Of course, that's what I said. They wouldn't want it, and they're saying that's what Obama wants to do. Now, this is just about a.
They're trying to do everything they can to keep, students and minorities from voting because they know that they're going to vote Democratic.
What does that got to do with the prisoners?
It's the exact same thing, Felix. Think about it.
No, say who's trying to stop it?
The Republican Party is trying to prevent students, the elderly, and minorities from registering by saying that you need ID, picture ID, whatever the case may be, because they know that the elderly and students tend to vote Democratic.
Students have picture IDs. Come on, you got to go to school to go to.
They're not allowed to use their college ID.
There's no law out there. What do you mean they're not allowed to?
Felix, they're not allowed to use it.
By who's?
They were prevented from that in the 2012 election.
By who? Where? I don't even know. When were they?
Maybe you should do more research.
I'm asking you a question. I'm being honest with you. You're telling me something I don't know.
They did not honor the student's ID.
When was this? What state?
Felix, the polls, when they had to register, they did not honor the student's ID.
Okay, when you register, you have to have an ID always? I don't know. You don't need an ID when you register.
They're trying to make it that you do.
I know, but is there a law anywhere now, is what I'm asking you.
All I know is what I've read, okay? And I'm telling you what I read.
All I'm saying is if it's not a law, then they can't do it. And so I'm just saying,
They've been doing it.
Okay, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me because I don't know anything about it.
But you keep pressing the issue.
Because I thought you'd have some information on it.
They want to make it mandatory.
I'm saying, but you said they did it already in 2012, which I never heard of.
For the same reason that they close polls early, they also don't allow people to absentee ballots. They limit the number of absentee ballots, the time period to file. This is all a Board of Elections, and every state